Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Light Color Magazine. Today I have the honor to interview Robin for Stanford Education for Autism. Robin, welcome to Light Colors.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today.
Thank you. I have some question. What is the definition for autism spectrum disorder?
Well, autism spectrum disorder is a developmental disorder that affects social, communication, and behavior. It is very complex.
And what is the misconception, the largest misconception of the definition?
Well, I think the misconception is that there is a cure for autism, and unfortunately there is not. However, there are therapies that do help the condition, but the way I believe it is that it is lifelong and that we have to focus on what it is that needs to be done, what therapeutic measures need to be taken place.
What was the main factor that inspired you to create a Stanford Education for Autism?
Definitely the need in the community. There was no local organization that was focusing on autism. And, you know, as my son was in school, we kept seeing more and more parents that had children on the spectrum, and there was no support group for us. And we knew that in order for kids to excel, that we needed to be very involved and to help provide what was needed. So we started, a group of parents and I started Stanford Education for Autism almost 11 years ago.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
And what do you do to raise funds?
Well, we have a concert for autism every year at the Palace Theater. It is open to the public, and it's primarily, it's a great time for the families to come, bring their kids on the spectrum, and have a great social opportunity. We also do a autism acceptance day at the Government Center in April. April is Autism Awareness Month. So we hold that, and we hold a autism night as well in one of the schools where we bring in a guest speaker. So we do a lot of different things. But I will say that the only thing that we charge for, obviously, is the concert. Everything else is free.
All right. What does Stanford Education for Autism do for the public schools?
We're very involved in the Stanford Public Schools. I work very closely with the Stanford Public Schools special education administrators, and I work closely with the ASD teachers who teach the self-contained classrooms. I primarily ask them what they need, or they get in touch with me and say what they need. We have provided for everything from iPads to curriculum to pots and pans for their life skills classroom, calculators just yesterday, you know, whatever they need, we try to provide. I mean, we're a small nonprofit. We don't have a lot of money, but whatever we have, it goes right back to the kids and the community, and you could really see what we're doing.
Tell me a little about Stanford Education for Autism Buddies.
Stanford Education for Autism Buddies started 5 years ago with my youngest son, Nicholas. Nicholas always wondered why it was so difficult for my oldest son, Anthony, who is on the autism spectrum, to make friends. And as we know, autism spectrum disorder affects communication, specifically socially. So Nicholas started the organization, walked into middle school the day before it started, orientation to be exact, and told the assistant principal, I would like to start a club. And she said, okay, Nick, you can start a club, but you need to write out the whole proposal for it and present. And so he did that in one day, and he said, I'm starting this club so that kids with autism will have friends. and that's really been the main focus. And those students have graduated from Clunin and have gone on to West Hill High School, where Stanford Education for Autism Buddies is continued. And just to give you an example of the involvement or how things have spread word, the first day of the club, we had over 90 students attend, which was just amazing.
Wow, that's so nice.
It is, and it's expanding into other schools now, which
Yeah.
is really nice.
That's nice. I have another question. How did Did APS get started?
Well, Just a Piece got started when my son was in his transition program, the 18 to 21 program called Individuals Achieving Independence, which is run by Stanford Public Schools. And I had noticed that the students really needed a lot of practice with their life and social skills. Yes, they were given volunteer opportunities within the community to practice at different job placements, but no one was really giving them real money to work with. No one was putting them behind the cash register. It was hard. How do you gain real life skills when you're not really gaining
real stuff.
right, exactly. So we started Just a Piece at the Government Center lobby. We started just having holiday sales. The students would make things. We would have things that are brand new donated to us. And then people started asking for it more. Specifically, the seniors in the senior center would always come down and talk with us. And the seniors said, "Why can't you have this more?" And so we said, "Okay, we will." And so we started coming more like twice, 3 times a month, depending, like every other week. And so we're in the lobby of the Government Center, and we just pop up, and we have everything that we need, and it's a great place. It really is. But I felt like we needed more practice, and so I have no patience for things, but I did wait 2 years to find the current space that we're in. It was not easy to find the space. There were many landlords who didn't understand what we wanted to do, felt that having us in was a liability that they didn't want to take, which is, very naive of them. However, we have a great space here, and I love it. And we have a landlord who's phenomenal. He understands what we're doing. So it's all great.
Yeah. And what is the benefit Did APS?
Well, the benefit is really for the young adults with autism spectrum disorder and intellectual challenges. They're practicing real life things. They're involved. In every aspect of the store, they're involved. They're involved in making the price tags. They price the items. They do the displays. They wrap the items for sale. They do the inventory, and they work on the cash register. It's a learning environment that is so important. We hope that they learn so much here that they can take the skills and then go work in somebody else's store and get paid, because we're all volunteers here.
Yeah. Now, what is the most demanding challenge for your organization, and how can we help?
Really, Renee, it's just getting the word out. Getting the word out, and funds, and but getting the word out about what we do. We're for the community. Like I said, we're all volunteers running it. It's exhausting, but to see the progress has just been amazing. So if you can help us get the word out about Stanford Ed for Autism, about the SE4A Buddies and Just a Piece and the Government Center and here on Hope Street, that would be great. I'd really appreciate that.
And what is the address where people can come to the store?
Sure.
You can invite them here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 990 Hope Street. We're right next to the State Theater. Keep in mind that we're a learning environment. So, our store hours are not the same as other, gift shops, but we are pretty much open Tuesday through Saturday or I should say Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 2:30. And then on Saturday, we're usually here from 10 to about 3. And, we're hoping to increase our hours as we can find more adult volunteers to work. We're just open a month now, so it's really been a wonderful experience for all.
Yeah, so we want to invite you guys to come and support Did APS, and they have a really, really good stuff here, and some of them were like handmade for the kids
Yes.
too. And that can encourage them to continue doing their job, and we can support them. Robin, and what do you sell here in the store?
Well, we sell a lot of handmade items that the young adults with autism make. We have beautiful magnets that are handmade, bracelets, or necklaces are actually made for us from Hot Glass Works in Vermont with our logo. We have beautiful paintings that Ruthie made. We have hats that infant hats that one of the girls has made as well. We also sell items that we upcycle. So we repurpose items, and then the majority of our items are brand new. But the idea is to really get the kids thinking very creatively and make something, paint something. And we can't wait to have you in our store to do a little workshop.
Sure. And what is important that you want parents to know?
I really want parents to get involved.
Okay.
I think that's so important. I don't think parents should just rely on the Stanford public school system to educate their kids. I think that they need to become educated themselves on autism spectrum disorder and do as much as they can to be involved. Our organization or in the community in general. Just do it. Like go with what you feel is right to do. If I didn't do anything, we wouldn't have Stanford Ed for autism. So it's so important for the parents, the families in general, to be involved. Really.
Well, lastly, what is your prediction for autism spectrum disorder in the future?
Autism spectrum disorder is exploding. I mean, let's face it, it's 1 in 68 births in the United States. Wow. It's 1 in 4 boys. It's exploding, and every few years the rates are increasing. It's exploding in our schools. We went from 1 classroom to now 16. I mean, that's huge. It's a huge jump. I see it progressing like that. There are better therapies now than there were when my son was younger. Yeah. There certainly is more to offer. But I do see it exploding. So autism spectrum disorder really is an epidemic. By the year 2025, there will be over 250,000 adults on the autism spectrum. And we say, what will happen to them? I have no patience to wait to see what will happen to them. That's why we have Just a Piece. Let them practice here, give them the skills that they need, and but it really is an eye-opener, and the community is going to be hit hard with this. So we need community involvement and embracement, and I think we'll be okay.
Robin, thank you so much for that great information. We're so happy to share with the community. And if you want to volunteer with them, you can come to the store, talk with them, and get involved in the community. And thank you so much again.
Oh, thank you so much, Renee. It has been my pleasure to do this interview with you. I love your magazine, and I love the fact that you're having the launch party on December 7th at the Government Center, which is the same day that we have our holiday sale. So we will be having some of the classes into the Government Center, and we also have the absolutely fabulous photo booth will be there. It's going to be a fun day for everyone, including the students, so thank you so much.
Oh, well, and also if how we can follow you on the social media.
We have a website, Stanford Education we use the number 4, autism.org, or you can follow us on Facebook, Stanford Education for Autism on Facebook, and we will be starting a Just a Piece Facebook page as well that the students are actually going to operate.
Oh,
It'll be great. Yeah, it is. Thank you.
So thank you, everyone, for liking us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and our website, linecolormag.com. Thank you, and my name is Vanessa Soto, and see you again.